All right. So, hi, everyone. My name's Steve Hesson. I'm a regional sales manager here at White Cup. And I've been part of the team here for about 3 years, but I've been selling CRM and BI to distributors for going on 7 years now. Thank you to the Estes group here for the invite to share today with you about who we are and how our integration with P21 is really so valuable. Today, I think we have 45 minutes here to talk about how to drive sales using White Cup CRM with BI. Before we jump in, let me kind of talk a little bit about who we are. Some of you may be familiar with the former company names of Tour de Force and MITS, Business Intelligence. White Cup was formed when they merged together. And then this past year, we partnered up with Epicor to start kind of integrating their pricing data into the platform you see here as well. Kind of our platform is made up of three pretty cool tools: White Cup CRM, White Cup BI, and pricing, the Epicor pricing optimization solution. We call it White Cup Pricing, powered by Epicor. All three of those work hand in hand, or we sell them also standalone, and all three are cloud-based solutions that fully integrate to P21. We have over 500 distributors, over 560 distributors now, and over 20,000 users across US, Canada, and I think a couple over in Europe. No one really offers an enterprise level BI tool and CRM kind of under the same roof like we do at White Cup. And we'll kind of take a deeper dive into those tools during this time together, CRM and BI. So kind of that day in the life during the, our, time here, I'm really going to, focus on, some areas of the tool that are used day in and day out to solve specific challenges that a lot of distributors are having today. Solving these challenges really will lend to a higher adoption by your teams, which is one of the biggest concerns that I usually am talked with about when kind of first starting to talk CRM, and then driving more revenue, and more importantly for your sales team, more commission. That's what they're looking for. You can provide more money in commission. They're gonna like the tool, that's for sure. So let's kind of get into the good stuff now. Here I'm gonna shut my video screen off so you can really focus, not so much on me, but on the screen. Plus it helps kind of with bandwidth too. So and I'll jump back on here at the end. So what I want to start with is, all customer relationship management software, CRM software, requires, basic functionality, an ante, to get into the game, or table stakes, if you will. If your CRM doesn't have features like what you see on the screen here, a pipeline management page, it doesn't have a, solid email integration. See here, we've got, an email, it's fully connected with Outlook. Or even a solid mobile interface these days. And with White Cup CRM, it is a responsive site, responsive design, so you can access this through any mobile access. You just really can't compete without those kind of three kind of basic stakes, as you will. White Cup CRM kind of takes you beyond that basic functionality because it's designed specifically for distributors. That's all we work with. It has special features like our competitors that our competitors either don't have, or don't have quite as good versions of. And I really want to kind of walk through some of those specific business challenges that we talked about just a little bit ago that are unique to distributors, and kind of show you how White Cup CRM solves those challenges. And then I'll also explain how kind of the special functionality distinguishes White Cup CRM from the competition that's out there. As we kind of progress through the tour, I'm going to point out why reps easily adopt White Cup from day one. Unlike most CRMs, White Cup is really extraordinarily intuitive. So user adoption really is not a huge issue. We've also reserved time at the end to answer any questions you might have. So please feel free to send those questions in throughout the presentation using that chat feature here in Zoom, as you've probably been doing all morning. But I will wait until the end to kind of dive into any questions as we get going. But please ask questions. It will be a monologue for a little bit, but then we can get into a little dialogue. So the first challenge I kind of want to talk to is that distributors really struggle with is integrating ERP to CRM. I thought it was interesting that the number of you have a CRM that's integrated to your P21 ERP. That's great. Some of you don't. I am surprised that some aren't using sticky notes or Excel files. I have a feeling there are maybe a few out there that maybe just don't want to admit to it, but they're still kind of old school Excel files and Rolodex, maybe even. And so those were interesting things to see in the poll. But often, CRMs require using, one of the biggest challenges that we see in the integration process is most CRM tools out there require a third-party technology consultant who may or may not have really any distribution industry experience to perform that integration. And what we've seen is that costs you so much additional time and money. I've heard of, implementations taking up to a year or longer with, Salesforces or HubSpots that are out there, depending on how deep you get, because of these companies that really just don't understand the back end of the system or anything. So of your ERP and or the industry. So White Cup CRM already has a pre-built Prophet 21 integration, which gives us the ability to get you up and running very quickly. The other side of it is we really understand your industry and we understand the back end of P21. So our integration process is pretty seamless. We do all the heavy lifting, to be honest with you. And that's important. If your CRM isn't integrated with your ERP, your customer's experience with your reps is really at risk. You'll have communication gaps, whether it's from inside sales to outside sales or customer service to sales. You'll have duplicate efforts and rekeying of information. Any breaks in that communication equals a potential loss of profit. A distributor CRM just can't exist in a vacuum. It needs to enable visibility, collaboration, and easy workflows by being integrated with your ERP. Imagine what your CRM dashboard would look like not integrated with P21 data. Some of you may not need to imagine that. You may actually, already have that problem. But White Cup CRM seamlessly integrates, like I said, with Prophet 21 to share data and really to help keep all of your teams on the same page with up-to-date information. Additionally, with the addition of White Cup BI, on top of that, once your reporting is centralized, you can see a bigger picture and drill into the details to find hidden sales opportunities. Another challenge that distribution sales is the management of so many customer accounts. Distributor reps have only so many sales minutes and lots of customers with whom they wish to communicate. By lots, I mean hundreds of customers sometimes per rep is common. And another unique distributor attribute your CRM must be capable of supporting. It's really easy as a sales rep to default to that bottom of the funnel sales activity. You kind of get stuck in a rut and you don't get around to nurturing that top of the funnel. White Cup CRM with BI kind of enables reps to sell more by easily maintaining communication with all of their customers. For example, a rep can easily send an email to all of their customers with our tool that have had no activity for 60 days. See this list here, which improves, customer retention. Or they can promote a product to a select group of prospects. So here's the list of customers that haven't had any activity for over 60 days. Or, they, like I said, they can promote a product to a select group of prospects. For example, here, all new accounts, maybe in a specific geographic location. We're showing Ohio here, and that have bought a specific product. Your rep can really easily share, a new complementary product with those customers, or, that have, other qualifying traits. Really, just cross-selling has never been easier, utilizing the data. Reps can ensure that their key contacts receive the outreach that they should receive when they should receive it. Reps aren't going to use marketing automation tools like MailChimp or Constant Contact. They just don't have the time to be marketers, and you don't really want them marketing. You want them selling. And, White Cup CRM kind of keeps your reps in conversation with your customers, as easy as possible. What I want to kind of talk to is dynamic list. You kind of saw that on the last screen. Clicked into, creating a new campaign list here. But because distributor reps manage so many customer accounts, it's really important that your new CRM has the ability to build dynamic list. Dynamic lists change as the data behind the list changes. So, for example, a list of customers with no activity for 120 days, can update itself, every 24 hours, basically. And so they can, get in there and see, there's been no activity here. We need to reach out. Or a list of customers who, purchased a specific product last week, will update itself weekly as well. So what distinguishes White Cup, I think, is the ease with which you can create dynamic lists with multiple attributes. So inside of here, you can create a list. You can, create these attributes in the system and give them, the comparison and the value. And once that list is created, it's going to always kind of update itself and keep itself up to date. You might be wondering how those lists kind of are created. So from experience, obviously data is in there to help, but from experience, I've been asked by so many distributors over time, how do you make this easier to use? We want to capture a lot of data, but the screens are just so filled up with these fields that it gets cluttered and it doesn't look good. And so one of the things that I love about White Cup CRM is a feature that we use. It's basically a tag cloud feature. In most CRMs, like I said, when a rep wants to kind of denote a customer attribute, like buying a product, XYZ, maybe they love bourbon. You guys all know I love bourbon. Or a sporting team that they like, anything like that. An admin typically, needs to add a field, and a rep, has to reach out to the admin to create that, and then they have to remember to fill out that field once the admin adds it. Filling fields out slows reps down, so they're just not good at it, to be honest with you. Another reason reps adapt to using White Cup CRM so easily is we make it kind of fun and easy to tag important info into contact accounts. We don't have to clutter, screens with lots of fields. We don't have to let admins slow down the sales process. Instead, White Cup CRM has a built-in cloud tag feature. In the same way you might use hashtags on Instagram or Twitter, we use cloud tags to easily sort and access customers. So you can either search your tags, so tags that you've just created yourself, or you can search, tags that, all of your users have used within the system. And it's as easy as dragging and dropping over into your tags for this specific customer, or to add a tag, you just click and type in a new tag name. And it's that easy to add tags into it. So, our goal kind of in an ideal world, we want our reps to spend 100% of their sales minutes either in conversation with customers or preparing to have those conversations. But, this it isn't always ideal. So, and it's not realistic due to non-sales related tasks. So we have all these responsibilities for. White Cup CRM will help them spend more and more sales minutes having conversations with customers. What it really comes down to with White Cup CRM is your customers will view your reps as valuable resources and welcoming their ongoing communication. And that, customer experience word has just been flowing around at the industry here for a couple years now. And that's what, CRM can really help drive in account management. So, account management can also, be kind of more difficult for distributors because of something else, and that is the build to and ship to challenge that's out there. Distributors, customers have a corporate office plus lots of locations under it. So, for example, here we've got Joel Baker, who's the kind of parent company, and then they've got a lot of ship tos underneath of that. Your system may denote that as a customer ID number, or may have, Cincinnati, or I'm in Ohio, so I'm throwing out Columbus or Ohio names, but depending on how your system kind of is pulling that data, you'll be able to see kind of the bill to and then all the ship tos in it, in the system here. So it really, most CRMs just can't handle that unique distributor requirement. Since ours is built for distributors, obviously we make, distribution specific needs like this standard on day one, pulled directly from P21 and kept up to date. With most CRMs, everything is either rolled up into a single account, which really makes it impossible to do analysis by ship to location, or each location is its own account, which makes it really impossible to do kind of big picture analysis. And White Cup CRM with BI does both. Another big challenge that CRM kind of helps solve is bettering cross-team collaboration. Distributor customers are kind of serviced by multiple reps. A lot of times, you've got your inside rep, outside rep. So let's say, inside rep John is, or if the inside rep is talking with the customer. So let's say John's your outside rep, Mary's your inside rep, and they're having these communications. But your outside rep is getting ready to go meet with them in person and really has no clue that conversation's been taking place if you're not tracking those conversations and pulling them into CRM in some fashion. Really, the outside rep could end up, really looking out of touch with his best account if he's not, in collaboration with that. White Cup CRM really helps your inside, outside, and again, all your teams kind of collaborate in the activity. So here I'm logged in, into an account page, and I can see, all kinds of activities that are taking place with that specific customer. So let's say you're Bill, your outside rep, you're in your car in the parking lot, kind of preparing to go in and meet with Joel here, Joel Baker, who's, your best customer. Because this is mobile too, you'll be able to get to it quickly in your car. You can see that your inside salesperson provided a quote for them. And so, when you go inside, the salesperson can talk to that quote. And hopefully when they leave, they're leaving with a PO. This is just another reason why you want a CRM designed for distributors and why you want a CRM in general for your sales team. Bettering that customer experience. I kind of like to save some of my favorite stuff towards the end. I know one thing that my favorite piece of White Cup CRM is our workflow automation tool. Over the years, I've been asked for, a lot of different kinds of automation. Can we do this? Can we do that? Can this trigger that? Can this trigger this? And it's really been a challenge for many years. Most CRMs, you have to reach out to that CRM provider who has to, write out code to build that automation process and so forth. The other day I was literally just looking up the automation kind of definition, and the last piece of the definition really jumped out to me, and that's reducing human intervention to a minimum. I think, to me personally, I really think automation is really the future of CRM. And that is, again, how much can we reduce the time that sales reps are spending adding data or, searching for data and trying to figure out what they need to be doing. So we want to start automating this process. And again, most CRMs don't have a full level BI tool kind of attached to them where you can use that data to trigger things. White Cup CRM kind of has a really cool built-in workflow automation tool. It automates the sales process. It reduces reps intervention to a minimum. It happens to reps. They don't happen to it. Reps really, all they have to do is simply follow prompts. Now, this is a tool that's managed by your admin team. So your admins or ops manages workflow automations and creating those workflows. Kind of are a series of if-then statements. For example, like if a customer opens an email, then we want it to notify that rep. Or let's say there's been no response to a quote that was created in 24 hours, then let's send a reminder email. Those are all tasks. Maybe here's another one. If a customer, order drops below a certain number of dollars, then, hello rep, it automates and it just lets them know. Or it takes that task, that time to create an email and send it out off of their plate, gives them more time to sell. While there's no limit to the number of workflows that can accelerate your sales process with most CRMs, building a workflow again requires that costly coding and writing in advanced statements. With White Cup, you simply, are going to drag and drop. So I can take you here through the workflow. I can click in, grab this trigger if an email is open. It basically gives you now an action bank. And I'll kind of let you just kind of look at the screen and think about, how can I create a workflow maybe that would help benefit my team. And we can drag and drop all of these right down in and kind of create these action banks. Pretty intuitive, isn't it? Again, this is my favorite piece of the tool. This is really why users adopt using White Cup CRM. It's just easy. It's easy to use, and it's less work for them. As we continue to build out this workflow, we can put in our criteria for what would make it go to the next step and so forth. So yeah, that's one of my favorite workflow kind of automation. Again, enables your reps to just be more efficient. They're going to get more done in less time. Your internal communications are improved. Really, our goal is to let nothing slip through the cracks. Redundant tasks are mitigated, and really customers end up, they're touched more often and they're happy. They feel cared about more. And as you see here, we've got a number of out of the box workflows, kind of out of the box, about 30 of them that are pre-built for distributors, which again is another competitive distinction for us. All right, so finally, I kind of want to take you into, we've kind of touched on the CRM. I told you about, MITS kind of in the background, the White Cup BI in the background, and they might yell at me for slipping there and calling it MITS again. It is White Cup BI now, formerly known as MITS. You'll probably see stuff like that coming out of our marketing department. Just a couple areas I wanted to focus on here. I wanted to show you kind of what comes with, again, the CRM, and it has a really robust enterprise level BI tool that's built specifically, for distribution and really covers all the roles in your company. Today, I'm just going to focus on sales because that's what we're kind of here to talk about. So what you see here is the sales rep scorecard. This is accessible directly from the CRM. And you can bounce, from CRM right into this. This is where your sales rep would land, here and see, really get a good view of what's taking place in their world, where they're at, for the year. You can tell here, Bill Delgado is doing a great job this year. He's up in a lot of his numbers. We've got some pricing information here that's being pulled over from our integration with Epicor. Then we've got another column here that's kind of going through open orders that he has out there, late orders. We've got some late orders going on. Here's our top 10 customers. You can see we've kind of touched on Joel Baker a couple times. What I want to point out is everything blue here on this screen is click-throughable. These are snip bits. Basically, these little widgets are snips of larger reports. So if we wanted to see, all of our customers, we could click on that to see all of our customers. But I'm going to click on Joel Baker. And what that does now is take me into another scorecard. As you can see, it's very dashboard driven, which really is what reps are looking for these days. They don't want to go in and have to build reports and deep dive and all this stuff. So this is updated every day, and ready to go for them. Some areas of the data can be updated even more often than that, just depending on what is important to you. But we can get into all kinds. So I just clicked on Joel Baker, and now from there, a sales rep now can dive into that specific relationship with that customer. And where are things going? We had some late orders. Let's take a look at that. Maybe we need to reach out to somebody internally. You can see our average lead time is up. So based on where it should be, it's red here. So we should probably have a conversation, maybe even give them a heads up on some things, that might be leading to that. Again, catching things before the customer catches it is really important to building a better customer experience, and just, all in all, having a happier customer in place. And, it's just important, again, how to utilize that data. I really appreciate the SEC group bringing us on, because that integration to P21 is so important. And, it is something really that our company is built upon. P21 is our largest customer base, and we are very involved in the user groups and with partners like SEC group. And we would love to work and talk with you more. Obviously, there's so much more that I could show you in our solution and talk to. But really, the difference between White Cup CRM, again, is that integration. It's also built on top of an enterprise level business intelligence solution. So it's all under one roof. You still don't have, you don't have these separate, you've got email here, you've got, marketing here, you've got CRM here, you've got your BI here, you've got your e-commerce here, you've got your ERP system, all of this stuff, and the more you can bring together, the just easier the day in the life of your team is going to be. This has that built-in marketing automation tool. We've got that automation tool, and then kind of the ease of use. Again, I really think that driving adoption is something I talk about a lot. Some of you may have talked with me about it, but it really comes down to how easy is the software to use? Can I get to the data easily? And not just, getting to, my CRM and working on it, but it's getting to the data. How easy can I get to that data and dive into it? And then, again, driving value to that end user. To a sales rep, the value is, knowing who to call, when to call, and being prepared for that meeting so that you can win deals faster and speed up that process. That's value. That's going to drive adoption, definitely. All right, so I'm going to toss this back to the team if there's any questions out there. I'm also going to jump out of this PowerPoint. Again, if you need anything, you can call me anytime. You can reach out to White Cup. We'd love to talk with you more. And are there any questions out there?
Yes, we've had several come through. I will go ahead and read those off to you. All right. The first question is, what's the implementation process look like? Do I need to bring in a third party to help?
Great question. And the answer is no. So we have everything's internal here at White Cup. We have a full implementation and training team. So, depending on the product that you're purchasing, would determine the length of that implementation. For, CRM with BI, it's typically, somewhere in that, let's say, 60 to 90 day range. If it's just BI, it's a little shorter, somewhere in the 4 to 6 weeks, same with pricing. And then obviously we get into training and working with you on that. So again, we've done the implementation before, so we can do it pretty quick, but there is, time that we work with you on specifically what is it, what are the reports that are important to your team to see, day one. A lot of reports are pre-built. I mean, in the BI solution, let alone, there are close to 1,000 pre-built reports that are going to populate kind of day one. Finding those reports, what's important out of those reports and building those dashboards is really where we spend most of the time kind of working with that for you guys. But nope, no third-party integration. That's what separates us from a lot of the other solutions that are out there.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. The next question is the email marketing automation tool an add-on module?
It is not. So as you can see here, we've got marketing built into the tool. You can run campaigns. You can build templates in this. So if I just click on marketing, click on campaigns, you can see we've got some campaigns going in here. So it is part of the tool. It's built in. What's nice is that your reps will have the ability to build campaigns themselves in the tool if they want, and kind of work off of those lists. So that list of, customers that are 60 days old, we can come in and quickly create a campaign and grab one of those lists in here. So this were, our no activity for 60 days list that we wanted to, we can grab that list and we can quickly create a marketing campaign, marketing anything that can obviously build a nice HTML look to it, or just come in here and kind of type up an email and send that out. So nope, the marketing tool comes with the tool. It's built in and connected to all the data behind the scenes as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Next question. With the email workflows, can I see who opened or read the emails?
You can. So let me just go into an account here.
Would you like me to give you screen share again so you can show that?
Yes. Sorry, I thought I was still
No,
showing.
no worries. I stole it back from you so we could show our pug question slide.
No worries. So for the last question before that, when marketing, yes, marketing is built in. I was kind of showing this. You can create campaigns. You can create different templates for those campaigns. You can grab those lists. So we can come in, we can create let's say a price change is coming. We put that price change in. We want to send it out to, maybe that list that we created in here, the customers that we haven't talked to for 60 days. We could grab that list. I mean, there's different lists in here. Anything that's, any list that's been created, you'll be able to grab to and build a campaign. So very normal WYSIWYG in here. Once that campaign is sent, so I'm just going to go back here to campaigns. You'll track any of those campaigns. So I'm logged in as a sales rep. So these are campaigns that maybe I put out just to my prospects, and I can go in and, and then once that campaign goes out, track that campaign and see, who's opened, who's clicked, and so forth. So I can see here, these were all sent. Nobody's opened it. Nobody's unsubscribed. This is a demo site. It's not really connected to any live emails, but this is where you would, be able to track, opens, clicks, and sends inside of your campaigns as well. When you go into an account, I'm just going to grab Joel Baker again. When you're in an account page, again, we talked about, the activities that are going on in here. So you would be able to see if there was an email marketing that went out to the customer. So you can come in here and quickly sort this. And maybe if there was any marketing campaigns that they were included in, you would see that in there. Or just another way of tracking here is your action history. So has there been any, calls, events, marketing, quotes, anything like that has gone out to that specific customer, and kind of track it through that. Again, we were talking about your tags earlier. You can quickly create a tag. I think I was kind of showing you through slides, but very accessible and very, detailed, where you can track that information. And then using that workflow automation, you could build out, a different workflow. So let's say you send that campaign out, and for everybody that clicked on it, maybe you want another email that goes out to them to schedule a meeting or something like that. So you can use that workflow automation tool then to build out kind of like a sequence type email, let's say, or automated actions that take place based on the activity that's taking place with that customer. Any other questions?
Yes, we have a couple more. All right. Are there areas within the P21 sales process that Whitecup intends to further automate?
Yes. So we continue to develop this solution. Whitecup CRM is still a fairly new CRM. I know we've got, a kind of an initial integration with MITS that has taken place. but we continue to build out that that connection. And over the next months or this next year, you're going to see the ability to start building workflows off of that are triggered by data within the MITS BI tool. That to me is where this gets super exciting. Using that MITS data to trigger automations or notifications. So, for example, on the dashboard, we want, there's going to be a widget that says, basic your to-do list based off of, reports that you see in the MITS dashboard and things like that. So there will be more and more automated capabilities built in once that that connection comes and grows even deeper. Right now, we are pulling some data in, but right now we're linking that data up to the workflow automation tool, which is going to be super exciting.
All right, thank you much. All right, in terms of the CRM data, how much of it is resided within Whitecup and how much in P21?
So all of the data is, that's a great question. So a lot of the data that is being pulled in for reporting purposes and so forth resides in P21. So day one, we're pulling obviously your account and contact data in that information. Then on the CRM side, it's, when you're capturing notes and tasks and, events and doing different things, inside of the CRM tool itself, then that data is going to be in the Whitecup CRM database. Hopefully that answers that question. Nope, you're good.
Next question, is the workflow designer, is the option available for conditional balancing or branching? Sorry, I cannot read today. If then statements, etc. And I'll just repeat that. In the workflow designer, is the option available for conditional branching, if then statements, etc.?
Yes. Yep. That is part of it.
Okay. Easy enough. All right. Next question. How mobile is the Whitecup application? Is it usable from a smartphone?
Yes. So it is, again, it's a responsive site. So it is usable on a smartphone and as well as a tablet, laptop, desktop, you name it. So it is a responsive design website. These days, it's that's kind of the direction that most are going towards. Just because of the way app stores are limiting, how much you can do in certain things. So that's the direction we're going with it. So, again, on a phone, you would just kind of stack all this up and, be able to utilize your phone technology, like talk to text, things like that, as you're on the go, get to the reports, click in and add task, update emails and all that good stuff. So.
All right, right on. One more question that came in. When it comes to presenting BI reports, what data visual options does Whitecup offer? For example, bar charts, pie charts, histograms, those kinds of things.
Yeah, so great question. We do provide all of those, just depending on how you want to see. So we've got, stacked kind of line charts. If I go into one of these reports, you'll see there's a button at the top for chart. So we can come in here. It's going to kind of select what chart it thinks you should go with, or actually it's asking me what I want to chart. It's going to pick a chart that fits best for what you're selecting it for, but it will give you different chart types that you can choose from. So this chart makes more sense in a more of a bar chart format, but there are, many different types of charts that you can choose from. Just again, depends on what the report fit, what chart the report fits to. And it's easy just to bounce back and forth. I can go back to just the regular report if I want to.
And can you convert Whitecup quotes to P21 orders?
That's a great question. We are working towards that at the moment. Whitecup does have quoting functionality, and we are working towards being able to push those quotes back into P21 so that you can convert those easily into an order. And to be honest with you, that functionality would be available. If any of you were to choose to move forward with an implementation today, it would be available for you by the time your implementation is finished. So that's how close we are.
Good deal. All right. Well, if there, well, I'll wait maybe 30 more seconds if anybody's got something that came to mind. If there's anything else you'd like to say, you still got plenty of time. So feel free to elaborate on anything. Anything
Sure.
you
I mean, yeah, as we're, kind of going in here, as I'm in kind of a live system now, we're in the MIT side of this, or White Cup BI. And, you've got kind of that two different areas, with reports and dashboards. The one thing that's new, and some of you may have, worked with MITs in the past or looked at MITs in the past, we have just released kind of an updated version that allows for you now to bring in third-party data into the tool and also build your own hypercubes, and really allows for kind of that additional custom reporting. There was MITS reports and MITS Discover over the last few years. They are now all under one roof. The MITS reports functionality is part of the MITS Discover package now. So if you're a MITS customer and have been looking for that, our customer account management team is super excited to talk to you about upgrading and moving into the cloud version that allows for you to do that. And we're super excited about that. Inside of the MITS tool, again, you're going to have close to 1,000 pre-built reports, reports out of the box. But it really comes down to easy use is dashboards. And so again, I said based on your role, there's lots of different dashboards out there to view. I'm just logged in as a sales rep, so you can only see the sales kind of scorecards and dashboards. But from an executive level, you would have an executive dashboard, sales manager's dashboard, purchasing manager's dashboard, all the way through. So it really is a robust reporting tool that now is connected to CRM. So be able to take that data and push it into a task in CRM is super important.
All right, we had, excuse me, we had another question come in. Is there an import function from data in CRM Act? And if I'm saying that wrong and I'm supposed to say ACT, let me know.
No, that's a good question. So yes, so during the implementation process, we'll make sure that we are, pulling the data that we can pull out of Act. So some of that we'll have to obviously dig in with you, and just make sure that Act allows for you to download that data or export it in some fashion. But once we're able to export that or get that out of Act, then yes, we can input that into the CRM system.
And you might have, if so, does history come in?
Yes, so that's it. That's the important piece is, really the history that's basically in a CRM system currently. If you're using a CRM system, that history, that activity history is what you want to carry over to the new CRM. So yes, that would be an important part for us to export and import in and connect to the right accounts and so forth.
All right, awesome. And if you answered that twice, I apologize. I got a little distracted with something that so if there's nothing else, I'll let you go a few minutes early. But yeah, if anything else comes up, feel free to say hold on a second and we'll hold on a second. Otherwise, I'll let these folks have a little bit longer break and we'll launch our poll.
Great. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, I'll sit on here for another 15 minutes. If anybody else has questions or, please, again, don't hesitate to reach out directly to us. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Steve.
thank you.